What's good, y'all? Rich Sosa back in the building with another banger, man. So look, before we get any further into this video, first things first, I gotta go ahead and say thank you to the man upstairs. Thank y'all for your support. Man, y'all already know what y'all need to do. Be sure to hit that, whoo, it sounds so good saying it. Be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. Anybody who wants to join the Rich Gang family, go ahead and turn on post notifications as well as hitting that like button, y'all. Now, that is really going to help me out. But before we get any further, I also got to say, I'm feeling just very good today, y'all. I just want to go ahead and say thank you to everybody who has been showing love, showing support, been a part of the Rich Gang family since day one. And honestly, I'm feeling a face reveal coming very soon, y'all. I'm going to tell y'all right now. IRL videos are going to be the move. I'm telling you, we got to go ahead and make it happen on this channel. Y'all will most definitely love what I got in store for y'all. Q&As, a bunch of IRL challenges as well, man. So I'm telling you, I just want y'all to know that I really thank y'all for the support that y'all have been going. And when I do bring the face reveal, most definitely know that y'all will be messing with it even more. But let's go ahead and get into the making of this build. Going to be called the two-way stretch 4. And that means we're going to be making it out of the power forward position today. Now, I'm telling y'all, I have really just had a change of heart recently, and I most definitely just want to say that I want to bring the positive energy to y'all, because you guys are the people that I'm messing with every single day on a daily basis, and I just most definitely want to be able just to inspire or even share just a little bit of wisdom with y'all. Do what is on your heart. I'm telling you. It might sound cliche, but do whatever you feel you need to do and what your heart is telling you to do. I promise you, you're going to end up so much happier than doing something you wouldn't even like or accustoming to what somebody else wants you to do. Now, that's just my little word of advice today. I hope y'all can take it even further than that. When it comes down to the height on this build, we're going to be going with 6'8". Now, the weight, 219, and then as for the wingspan, 7'2" is what I feel really comfortable with going with. Now, body shape, it really comes down to your own preference, but I'm going to go with build. Let's go ahead and take it a step further now. We're going to go ahead and get into the actual breakdown of these stats. Just know, if you go ahead and change anything, the build name is subjected to change, so just take that into consideration if you feel like doing that. But now, let's go ahead and get started with the finishing. We're going to go with a close shot of 79. Driving layup is actually going to be brought up to an 86. And then, when it comes down to the driving dunk, if y'all want to get the contact dunks, y'all already know what you need to do. Go ahead and put the driving dunk to an 85. That's going to give us the pro contact dunks on this build. 21 badges so far. And as you can see, for the badges that we actually unlocked, you get a good amount of wealth in each of the build when it comes down to this area. Now, a couple of Hall of Fame badges, a good amount of gold, and then even some silver and bronze that we're going to be able to spread the wealth with. If you wanted to, you can go ahead and make this build to where you are getting actually more finishing badges. The reason why I made it like this is because I feel like it really suits up well when you pair it up with the shooting, playmaking, and defensive when it's all said and done. Now let's go ahead and get into the shooting like I just said. When it comes down to that mid-range shot, you're going to be able to go ahead and put this to an 85. Then when it comes down to the three-pointer, y'all most definitely know we want to be able to max this out. So put it to an 82. That's going to give you 26 badges right there. And then for the free throw to be able just to take this build into any game mode, go ahead and put this to an 86. Now right here, you're still going to be able to get some really solid Hall of Fame badges. And honestly, I can even say, if you wanted to, this can even get even better if you decide to go ahead and honestly change up some of the stats. It just comes down to how you see yourself using this build, as well as if you want to maintain the two-way skill stretch 4. Now again, that's all based on a personal preference. I'm just letting y'all know right now. Let's go ahead and get into the playmaking. And as a matter of fact, we are actually entering season 4 for 2K. That means we're going to be finding out this weekend what the legend prize is. If you think you know what it is, go ahead and comment down below. Y'all most definitely know it's going to be a big, I don't even know. I'm going to say mascots. Going to be a bunch of different ones probably as well. And it's probably going to unlock them in the store. That's just my opinion. Y'all heard it here first. Now, when it comes down to the playmaking, these are the numbers you're going to go with. 74, 80, and 71, and that's going to give you 20 badges right here. And also remember, on this build, you're going to be able to get over 100 badges, plus 4 from each season because we are in season 4, plus 4 from the rebirth, so a plus 8 on top of all this. Now, when it comes down to the defensive end, max out that interior defense, go ahead and max out your perimeter, 82 steal, the block is going to go up to an 88. And now, once we get into the rebounding, go ahead and max out your offensive. Defensive is going to be brought up all the way to where you get exactly 33 badges on the defensive side, and that's going to be an 88. Really solid badge count all around, especially if you know what you are doing with this build. In my own personal preference, I really like how the defense is looking on this build. Going to be very helpful, especially if you use this build in the 1v1 court situation. If you go to the market and run 1v1, I guarantee you this is going to be a very overpowered build that you will be seeing there, especially if you know how to dribble without pro dribble moves. That makes it even better. And then on top of all that, consider the badges that we did unlock. So we're going to go ahead and add it up. 21 badges when it comes down to start. Then we're going to go ahead and add 26, add 20 to that, add 33 to that, and we're going to be able to maintain an exact 100 badges plus the 8 that I just mentioned. So 108 badges on this build with contact dunks. You're maxing out your speed, maxing out your acceleration, must have a 75 vertical, 82 stamina, 55 strength, and if you want to get higher on the stamina, you can definitely go ahead and lower your free throw in order to change this up. Honestly, that comes down to how you see yourself using this build. I would do it, but honestly, this is very solid how it comes. So go ahead and go base it off of your own preference, and I promise you, everything is going to work out in your favor. But this is pretty much the setup that I would be running if it were to come down to me using this build. Now, the fact that we are able to get 100 badges without any upgrades being added really makes this a solid build all around. Y'all know that I love to bring y'all the 100 plus badge builds. Very overpowered, very toxic at that, and easily these builds are slowly but surely taking over the game. And as y'all can see, we get the sharpshooting takeover, also going to be able to get the lockdown, rim protecting. I'm telling y'all, the build just continues to get even better the more you look at it. Out of all these takeovers, you even get to add in the glass cleaning. So pretty much 3 defensive takeovers if you want to go ahead and look at it that way. But again, this just comes down to how you see yourself using this build when it comes down to picking the takeovers. For me, I would say picking an offensive one first is going to be very helpful because it's going to unlock that second takeover being a defensive one much quicker. Now, that is how I see it. If you want to go ahead and double up on the defensive end, you definitely can do that. But again, just know that it comes down to your own play style and preference. For me, the first one I'm picking, limitless range, of course, y'all cannot go wrong with that. But then when it comes down to the second one, you have a good amount of options to pick from. So I would really consider paint intimidation, see the future takeover, or even extreme clamps. Enhanced jump shot contest is actually another really good one. This just comes down to what you want to do. Now, for me, I would have to say paint intimidation is going to be very effective, especially in the 1v1 court situation. That's what I'm going with. And as y'all can see, we have made the two-way skill stretch for best of its kind. Draymond Green comparison, okay, I like that. Scotty Barnes and Evan Mobley, really solid build all around. And the build continues to get even better because remember, in takeover, you get a +10 towards your defensive end now, and then also the sharp shooting side of things. And then also on top of all that, you're going to be buying boost, which is a +4, running with teammates to have defensive leader, and floor general in Hall of Fame, which is another +4. So +18 in total to those two areas of this build. So essentially in takeover, mid-range shot is going to be a 99. Three-pointer and the free throw, 99 as well. But then when it comes down to that interior defense, it's going to be a 98. Perimeter, 99. Steal, 99. Block, 99, and both of the rebounding is also going to be 99 as well. When it comes down to the finishing, these are all going to be pretty much in the 90s. Some of them will be in the 80s, actually only the close shot will. And then when it comes down to the playmaking, ball handle has the potential to be in the high 80s, pass accuracy will be in the 80s, and the speed with the ball is going to be able to hit somewhere around the high 70s. Like I said, really solid build all around, especially if you know what you are doing with it. Let's go ahead and get into the breakdown of these badges now. So let's go ahead and get started with the finishing. The first thing that you really want to go ahead and do is be sure that you're putting on the essential badges for each area of this build. For me, I'm starting off with posterizer on silver. From there, I'm also going to go ahead and add in limitless takeoff on gold as well as slithery finisher. Now, another badge that I really like to run going to be Fearless Finisher on silver. Then from here, if you want to, you could spread the wealth or just go with one solid badge that you really like to put on. Unstrippable on gold is going to be the one for me. And then the last one, you can really go ahead and go about this your own way, but I'm going to go with Acrobat. Now let's go ahead and move on to the shooting. As you can see, we still get a good amount of badges that we're going to be able to work with. So I'm going to go ahead and try to speed it up for y'all. I'm going with Blinders on silver as well as Corner Specialist. Then I'm going to go ahead and throw on Deadeye, Bronze Green Machine as well as Bronze Volume Shooter. Then you want to go ahead and put on Hall of Fame Sniper, Gold Hot Zone Hunter, Bronze Clutch Shooter, and then for the very last four, this comes down to what you want to do, but I'm going to go ahead and put on Silver, Catch and Shoot, and then for the very last one, Stop and Pop is going to be the one that I would highly recommend. Now, let's go ahead and get into the playmaking side of things. We got 20 badges that we're going to be able to work with here. So, just be sure that y'all remember you're going to be getting a +8 to any of these categories that you decide to choose. So you can actually get 28 playmaking badges if you make this build as a rebirth. For me, I'm going to go with Bronze Bullet Passer to start it off, Hyperdrive as well as Quick First Step on silver. Then from there, I'm going with Gold Triple Threat Juke, Bronze Bailout, Silver Handles for Days as well as Unpluckable. And then for the very last one, this comes down to personal preference like I said earlier. So just go ahead and be sure you're picking a badge that you like to run. I would go with Downhill, possibly even Needle Threader, another really good one. Let's go ahead and move on to the last part of this build though, which is going to be the defensive end, the one in which we get most of our badges in. So 33 that we're going to be able to work with. Let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to go with Intimidator on gold starting now. And then from here, I'm also going to go ahead and get in Rebound Chaser on silver. Now, 26 more badges that we're going to be able to work with. For me, I would definitely have to say Hustler is going to be an essential badge. Chase Down Artist as well. Both of these in Hall of Fame are going to make a huge difference. And then from here, I'm going to be going with Clamps on gold. 10 more that we're going to be able to work with. So just be sure that you are comfortable with the setup you're running. You cannot forget about Rim Protector. 5 more remaining upgrades. So this really comes down to what you want to do. Spreading the wealth is one way that you can go about this, or you can go ahead and put on one solid badge or even a couple. Go ahead and pick whatever you feel like you're going to like for this build. Menace is definitely one that I would consider. Going to be very helpful in any type of situation, even Silver Pickpocket. And then for the very last two, you can spread the wealth with going with Silver Box or even Pogo Stick. And this is a setup that we're going to be running. We get 33 defensive badges, 20 playmaking, 26 shooting, and then to finish it off, we get 21 finishing. I gotta go ahead and say thank you, God, for each and every day and opportunity that has been given to us. I just want y'all to know as well, I appreciate y'all support. I love y'all and I thank y'all. And most definitely, I appreciate y'all sticking with me while I was sick and down throughout these past 2 weeks. Just know the every and daily uploads are back, so do not worry about it. As long as my health is on point, y'all are getting the bangers. So man, y'all already know what y'all need to do. Be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. Anybody looking to join the Rich Gang family, let's go ahead and hit 10,000 big supporters this year, man. Go ahead and hit that like button, turn on post notifications, as well as just leave a comment down below, leaving RGF in the comment section. I love y'all. I thank y'all. I appreciate y'all. And man, with all that being said, I got one last thing to say. Thank God, the man upstairs, and Rich out.